Hi everyone, Sunil Dand. Some warning signs that your health is heading in the wrong direction, and now is the time to act. Things are urgent. You don't want to go down this particular path you're on, a route that will lead you to becoming that recurrent customer of the medical industrial complex. You will get illnesses, you will be on drugs. No, that's not the route you want to go down. So let's go over some warning signs. Now, your doctor may or may not have already spoken to you about these. Most of these are signs of underlying inflammation and insulin resistance, and they are associated with your lifestyle. You're really busy, juggling so many different things, and you've let go of your health. So let's go over some of these here. Number one, high blood pressure, hypertension, classically associated with stress. But you may not be aware that hypertension almost always is associated with insulin resistance, especially in anyone under the age of 65. So there's no hard and fast cutoff. I'm not a big believer in a one-size-fits-all approach. But generally, you don't want your blood pressure to start creeping up. It's not a good thing. And I would recommend, if you've been told that your blood pressure is high, to not simply go on one reading, have more than one reading. Ideally get a home blood pressure machine and also take that machine to your doctor's office and make sure that the values correlate with each other. In other words, what you get with your own machine is the same as what they measure in the doctor's office. So you've been told that you have high blood pressure. Maybe your doctor has suggested some lifestyle measures if they are a good doctor, or maybe they've suggested possibly getting you on a pill. So there are two numbers involved in the blood pressure. There's the top number, which is known as the systolic number, and the bottom number, which is known as the diastolic number. And the classic ideal blood pressure is 120/80. And generally, doctors will start getting concerned if the top number is consistently above 140 or the bottom number is consistently above the 85 to 90 range. But generally nowadays, most doctors worry more about the top number, the systolic number. So if this is you and you're still relatively young, you've got your whole life ahead of you, then an alarm bell should ring. Number two, high cholesterol. This is intrinsically associated with insulin resistance and inflammation as well. Most doctors don't talk anywhere near enough about this. In fact, most doctors don't even understand this. That most people nowadays who have high cholesterol, it is simply a reflection of a very poor lifestyle, usually a lifestyle and a diet which is high in carbohydrates, processed foods, and sugars. And many doctors will jump almost immediately to start putting people on statin medications to help fix a number. But remember, this is the same with blood pressure. You can fix a number, but what you really want to do is deal with the underlying inflammation, insulin resistance, and oxidative stress. So there are different numbers for cholesterol depending on what country you're in. Typically, one of the most common ones to look at is the low density LDL, quote unquote, bad cholesterol. And if that is high, usually the triglycerides will be high as well. The HDL, the high density cholesterol, is considered the good cholesterol. And most doctors will focus on the LDL, bad cholesterol. So yours might be creeping up. If you're in the United States, maybe the number has gone well up above 100. It could be in the 120s, 130s, 140s. And your doctor may think that starting a statin medication to fix the number will really help you. But I'm going to tell you that what will really help you is addressing the toxic lifestyle that has led to this in the first place. Because remember, your ancestors, your grandparents, great-grandparents probably didn't walk around in their 40s, 50s, and 60s with such high cholesterol levels because they had a very different lifestyle. They walked around much more and they didn't eat such toxic food. And number three, your blood glucose levels have started to creep up. Maybe you've got a diagnosis of pre-diabetes or full-blown type 2 diabetes. Hopefully you haven't got type 2 diabetes. But if you have pre-diabetes, typically this will be diagnosed with a HbA1c test. And in the United States, that will be over the level of 5.6. So between 5.6 and 6.4 is considered pre-diabetes. But the reality is that you have probably been pre-diabetic for many, many years. And there's other blood tests, which I talk about in other videos, like HOMA-IR, where you measure fasting insulin levels. And the HOMA-IR will be elevated for years before the diagnosis of pre-diabetes. But if you've been told you're a pre-diabetic, that is the time to really put the brakes on. You cannot continue down this road, and you definitely don't want your fasting glucose and your HbA1c to keep going up to the point where you have type 2 diabetes, and then you start a lifetime of medications usually. This can easily be reversed. This is basically insulin resistance, and it can be reversed in a matter of weeks. All you have to do is commit to the journey and living a healthier life. So I want to go over those 3 warning signs again. Number 1, high blood pressure. Number 2, high cholesterol. And number 3, high blood sugar or pre-diabetes. They are signs that your health is heading in the wrong direction. You're inflamed, your cells are under oxidative stress, you have what we call mitochondrial dysfunction, and you invariably have insulin resistance. So right now, you need to commit to reversing this situation. You do not want to be that customer for life of the medical industrial complex. Thanks for watching Sunil Dand. This is a channel for busy men who want to reclaim their health. Hit the like button if you like this video and the subscribe button for more similar videos in the future. We will speak again in the next video.